From the Oklahoman newsroom, this is an OU update. I'm Jenny Carlson here with Brooke Pryor. Brooke, before the season began, there was talk about Samaje Perine and the chance to become the all-time leading rusher at OU, and it seemed like a foregone conclusion. Only 1,000-something yards that he needed. But after a couple weeks, maybe that foregone conclusion isn't as foregone as we thought. Is it still a good possibility that he breaks that record?
I think it's still a possibility, given that you look at his track record, and he's a second half of the season back and a second half of the game back. So there are definitely opportunities for him to get more touches, but in the first couple games, we've really seen his productivity split between him and Joe Mixon, and now you've got Abdul Adams in the mix. He showed a lot of good things Saturday, so he could get in the rotation there. Through the first two games, Samaje had, 6 touches against Houston. Also, he was hampered by the shoulder injury, so that kind of cut back. And then against ULM, he had 10, though he only played a half. He needs just 967 yards to reach to, I believe, tie Billy Sims. Mm-hmm. So it's not crazy, but he needs to touch the ball a little bit more to make sure that he's going to get that record.
Well, and I think the question would be, how much more does he need to touch the ball for the Sooners to be at their best? Obviously, we saw Oklahoma go away from the run against Houston. Some of that was situational, but some was just sort of abandoning the run. But against Ohio State especially, these guys have got to run the ball.
Exactly. You'd hope that because they learned what they did against Houston. They ran the ball a lot against ULM, granted not the same caliber of opponent as you have against Ohio State or Houston, but you'd hope that Lincoln Riley kind of learned from that first game that you can't just completely abandon the run, you can't get impatient, and continue to feed Mixon and Samaje. Mixon has shown that he is a really good running back. Obviously, we knew that, but he's explosive when he gets the ball in his hand. If he can get through the hole, he's gone.
Yeah, but Samaje, like you say, he's more battering ram, and he needs to keep hitting people. And Ohio State's the type of team that, with those Big Ten defensive linebackers, that I would think the battering ram is something you got to think the Sooners are going to use on Saturday.
Exactly, you would think. So this game, I think, it won't necessarily make or break whether or not he gets the record, but it's a pretty good indication of whether or not he's going to be able to get those 967 yards to tie or 968 yards to get that career rushing record.
Yeah. Remember, though, game against Kansas still looms, and that's always a big one for Samaje, so we'll see how that goes.
Can't rule anything out.
No, a good track record for him against the Jayhawks. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.